Hot damn. Back in the saddle.
It's good to be back.
Let's
Hey,
fucking go.
yeah.
It's so good to be back.
Oh, new mic, new me.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear what that sounds like in post. He's gonna be all crisp and clean.
Hopefully
unlike
it's good
me.
and not like bad.
Yeah, we'll see. It can't be worse than me, because right now I'm struggling with a little bit of like a thing in my throat, so please bear with me, everybody. But otherwise,
Traveler's
welcome back.
sickness.
It can't be
Bonjour.
worse
Torchlit.
than Mitch because I am he.
I'm doing the intro, people. Welcome back to Torchlit Tavern. We are real
Hell yeah,
5th
brother,
edition
gripping and ripping.
D&D
Hell
podcast
yeah, brother.
focused on narrative-driven storytelling. We are semi-professional. I'm gonna go with that. Semi-professionals
Yeah,
at this.
semi-pro.
Semi-pro. And
Will Ferrell.
because we've been doing it long enough that we can claim it, even if it's like not the truest
Bro.
thing or it doesn't feel right.
I think it's pretty true.
My name is Jameson Oxford, and I will be your dungeon master today. I'm not gonna bother playing a game because we've really I gotta lock in to roleplay with these guys because there's some chaos that I've introduced to the show and the game and the
Lots of it.
everything. Yeah, and the people who are in the midst of that and causing a lot of it are these guys.
Hi, I'm Jeff. We're playing bullshit. But today,
It's a card game.
I love bullshit.
Good enough.
Good card
It's a
game.
lifestyle, Ryan.
It's a great
a
card game.
lifestyle.
And
The lifestyle brand.
today,
It was my
I'm
favorite
nearly
card game in middle
positive.
school.
You can be
I'm
president if
nearly
you're good at it.
positive I'll be playing some version of Reyesk. We might have to put a button on that more precise, but that's what I'm thinking I'm doing.
Should be Reyes. I think you're Reyes.
Yeah, think so.
I hope you're
Joining me
raised.
today.
Hey everybody,
I'm
it's
Katie
me.
Mischief.
Ha! No, I started first. It's too late. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Katie.
You did it.
Hey everybody, it's me. It's Ryan. I'm
Wow.
back, and I'm playing a Warforged artificer named Number 9. But I think I was captured. I believe I was captured. Maybe we'll find out.
You were very captured.
It was very rude, is what I recall. It's not. Nobody puts
Yeah,
baby
work
in the
out.
little gem.
You're in the little gym.
The little gem.
Yeah.
Look out.
Somebody puts baby in the little gem.
Don't bring cantrips to a 9th level fight, all right?
Rude.
Ooh,
But
fuck.
all I have is cantrips.
Wow. Wow. Anyway,
Now you go.
No, I'm not going. I'm not going because as soon as I start
I
talking,
hate you
Mitch is
guys.
going to start talking.
I was waiting.
And he's
for
going to
Katie.
do it on purpose. And I know it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mitch, and I'm a problem playing a problem, and the problem I'm playing is Tavis.
Tavis. Welcome
Yeah.
back to that.
Tavis McTavish?
Tavis? No.
We will come
Sorry,
back to that.
Titchell.
Titty show.
Not worried about it.
Funnily enough, I'm Katie Mischief, and I will be playing Marta Shelley.
That's a good
So
apple
Titty
juice.
Shell and Marta Shelley. And I am also going to be a problem. I have brought chaotic energy
Expect
to
nothing
this
less.
episode. I will continue to bring chaotic energy to this episode. And these men cannot stop me.
they sound like weird pastas. But okay.
They do sound like weird pasta. They're Jay, can you stat the Brian pasta that is Titty Shells and Martinelli's?
Marta Shelley.
It's hearty. It's a hearty pasta. Yeah. I'm gonna do my best to just hold that moment off for as long as possible. We're gonna focus on Reyesk and Nine in the beginning. And that chaos
And
will
the-
eventually breach my world regardless,
And
but I can't hold it off.
Beninging.
Huh?
Into Beninging.
Oh no.
Is that
Oh, no. Hey,
Let's
everybody, thank you for
go!
coming back to Torchlit Tavern. At this point, it is likely mid-January.
God.
I'm not going to waste too much time on a recap because I probably released way too much in the recap app because I'm working on that right now and there's a lot. So you guys probably got your fill of it if you did listen to it. If you didn't listen to it, then you've been listening to us every week and you're totally caught up and you don't have a problem.
You're such a good little listener.
Yeah,
If you've been
right? I'm
listening
so
every
proud of
week,
you
we
for staying up
appreciate
to
you.
date.
Hey, thanks for being here.
You know, we love you.
It's true.
We do this every 2 weeks.
That's me and your
we
nuts,
would have
buddy.
to.
So
Oh, I
with
went
that
to
in
fainting
mind,
goat, and I'm not sure if it's better or worse.
I'm going to sadly skip Jeff's little moment.
What? You're firing me?
No, not fired. Just you get a break. It's a vacation, Jeff. Could be permanent because I might try some other things in the
Jay,
meantime. But
Jay, we can't do this to Jeff. Jeff, go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
I get to say it?
Say it, Jeff. Fuck this guy. Say it.
Last time on Torchlit Tavern, Blackpowder.
Blackpowder.
The
Blackpowder.
recap.
Yeah, we all got to do the thing. It
See
is important.
Jay's episode of Recap.
Blackpowder.
I'm really regretting making it a kobold. I see that's a big deal.
That was a real big problem. Kobold
You do not know
with
this
a
kobold.
flamethrower? That's my new best friend.
Etheru uses his new ability, Misty Step. Appears in the space directly behind, in between, Griddle and this Inquisitor. Hello. And I would like to make an attack action on Griddle with my improvised weapon.
You had the axe in your hand. That's not an improvised weapon.
I have an axe in one hand and a Reyesk in the other.
It is a small room filled with lead. They don't know if they shot you or if you're dead because the room is now filled with white smoke. Attack! Kill them all!
Guess it's time to fuck shit up. And I let the breaker of walls take over with whatever he might do immediately. But I do walk forward and Misty Step next to my father as well.
Piers immediately turns upon the Warforged, and you watch as she just stabs into its chest, and its just back explodes like an exit wound.
I look at my dad and see if he's proud of me. 26.
He looks very concerned for the decision you've made. Like, you watch his face do a few emotions, and one of them was relief, followed by intense fear. Evalina, come!
Yeah. I say, get us both out of here, or this will be a problem.
He looks at you for like a second, but then you watch as he lets go of your arm and puts his hands together, and a wave of darkness goes out around you and Adaru and the whole area. Basically, it's pitch dark now. You cast darkness. One of them grabs at the stone, and you watch as he disappears through the portal with 9.
And I say, come, we must not die here. We're going to Kool-Aid Man out. And I go, oh yeah!
Get clear. I'll be behind shortly.
You better. Something you said atop the mountain bothered me, and I'd like to talk about it if you are ready.
Let us have one final day of peace. There is something that I would like to do, with your permission.
I think it is fair that I give it, even though I don't know what you want.
I want to share something with you, if you will permit me to do so.
I didn't know I was going on the spirit walk today.
Vivaldi's Journal. I am close to finding out what Sieko has been hiding from the Council. While Bree seems more than capable of destroying our enemies, it is clear now that Griddle is correct in his assertion that our leadership is holding back, or perhaps misusing our greatest weapons. It also seems clear he uses the name of Bloodgrip as a boogeyman to keep us all in line, much the way we use gnolls on the populace. I was unsure of Griddle's accusations, unsure until he showed me the stone in that cave beneath Portus Saint Mar. The Mercantice hides from us our greatest source of power, but for what reason? If we can harness these stones, should we not use them to further the glory of the primacy? Sieko was well aware of the stone here. It was all we could do just to get a look at it, but the mere viewing has lit within me a fire. Griddle has his own ulterior motives, but for now, we will be allies. I will place my neck on the line in return for his information. He has informed me of Martha's secret as well, that she too has possession of a stone, as well as some ancient ways of drawing the power from these gems. Are there ways the old civilizations utilized the stones? Griddle let slip something about a site he was investigating called the Whispering Tower. A cursory investigation led me to find that it can be found near the Kenorian capital in the Dwarven border. I may have to follow up on Griddle's dig sites and find out what he hasn't told me. Most recent entry. After speaking to 9, I now believe Martha uses this to create her strange golem hearts in a secret laboratory beneath the capital. Griddle worked with Martha decades before. He has informed me that her old units used to be used to bypass the traps and magic wards she placed upon this induction chamber. It has taken much maneuvering and a lot of our coin, but I have finally acquired a working warforged from the time period necessary. I have avoided the underground train so as to keep my movement secretive. I will head to the city of Santos under cover of military movement. Once we arrive, I will infiltrate her lab, steal the stone so that we may research it. Once Griddle and I prove its utility, we will bring the information to the Inquisitor's Council and see what they think of Sieko's silence. I will be the one who helps the primacy achieve its inevitable goal. I can feel in my bones that this is the next step. If Griddle has knowledge of the planar nodes as well, my working with him might pay off better than I imagined. You know, it seems he really was going to betray me, 9. I must thank you, probably, for ending that one's life, huh? 9, you are sitting on a laboratory table, laboratory bench. Surrounding your gemstone prison is all of your equipment, your stuff. He like separated you from it and telepathically removed it. He's laid it all out, and he's going through some of the notes that you had in your inventory, like Vivaldi's journal that he just read.
Who is this?
This is Griddle.
Gross.
Yeah, you're sitting on this table essentially with your pack and all the notes that you had. You see Griddle through like the hazy stone that you're trapped in. You can see him just sort of cycling through stuff. You have the receipt for that other unit. You have Ryan. What else might be on that table?
I've got so much, man. All my tools, my breastplate, some clothes, my wage card from
The breastplate cannot be removed from you, so it would still be on 9.
I've got an
chart.
elemental weapon scroll, a couple of things of blueprints, scale mail, chain mail, just all my stuff.
Yeah, your pack essentially.
Yeah,
You have acquired quite a few things.
3 Warforged cores.
There we go. Those are
Yeah.
laid out for sure.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Which 3? Do you have notes on who they are?
I do not.
70-something.
76.
It would be basically be all the
75.
ones that we've encountered.
It's 75. It's the guard from
The
Oh
city.
yeah.
the
The
city.
one that-
the guard
They're
from the
rat
city,
fucked.
and then
The rat fucked guard.
And the one whose slip is on the table with you. How are you doing in there, 9?
fine, I suppose. I'm not hurt, but I would like you to stop going through my things. That'd be great. That's private.
You understand the notion of privacy too. Marvelous.
That's why I didn't read the journal. It's not mine.
Really?
That would be rude.
Your GM wants to know that's the reason you didn't read the journal? Is that the reason? Ryan?
It is now, Jay.
It's good
Mine
roleplay
has
right there.
never been. I have. How dare
No.
you think 9 would read somebody's diary?
Yes.
That's rude. Not without explicit permission. I've only seen pages of Evalina's. Okay,
You took
that's
that
because
diary.
she showed them to me.
Why would you steal a diary if you're not going to read it?
I was asked to hold it.
No,
hold
you stole
these
that one.
things. Hold these things. So I held them.
I have a recap episode that says you took that on purpose.
Nuh-uh.
Your recap is wrong then, because she would never do that.
I would never.
Yeah.
I would never.
It's very noble of you, 9.
I would say thanks, but you're kind of mean.
Why do you say that, 9?
You've literally kidnapped me.
Kidnap
killed my
is a
friend.
strong word. I was trying to protect you. You're in a dangerous situation, and you're very important.
I was perfectly safe. We were having a wonderful time in the mountains, just enjoying the village and the festivities.
Hanging out with rebels and assassins? Traitors to the Empire? The primacy? Truly, 9.
Civilians.
Not the word that we would use.
I'm not one of you.
Really.
Correct.
Now, that is very upsetting, 9. Well, it's going to make what I'm hoping to work with you, and that's going to make it very difficult. Maybe I will come back and give you a moment to think about your situation.
Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. I don't really know. I can't. Will you come back? I don't know.
Of course I'll come back, 9.
I don't really want you to.
You're very important to me, 9. I need to know Martha's secrets, and since she has gone missing, all I have is her notes. And you?
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay. Don't though.
He's already gone. He clip-clops out of there.
Okay. How do I get out of here? All my things are on the table. How? Hello? There's nobody else in here, right?
No answer.
Damn it.
All I can imagine right now is 9 inside the gem trying to, like, push the gem over to fall over the table. It's like, if I just break the gem.
Yeah, what happens if I push against the side?
Hamster ball. Hamster ball. Hamster ball.
I am pulling up the rules for imprisonment to double-check what you are capable of doing. Once again, a magical restraint to hold a creature that you can see within range. The target must make the wisdom save, which you failed. On a failed save, the target is imprisoned. While imprisoned, the target doesn't need to eat, breathe, or drink, or age, which, well, let's be honest,
Hey.
never was an issue.
Doesn't matter.
Divination spells cannot locate you or perceive you, and the target cannot teleport. Until the spell ends, the target is also affected by one of the following effects, which you were in a minimus containment. The target becomes 1 inch tall and is trapped inside an indestructible gemstone or a similar object. Light can pass through it, allowing the target to see out and other creatures to see in, but nothing else can pass through by any means.
Of course, minimum fuck puts you in the minimus.
Joke's not going to make it in the episode. I said,
God damn it,
no
Scooter.
one's going to know. I'm sorry.
Shit.
So you have maybe the ability to cast spells, but the effectiveness of those are going to be kind of iffy.
Yeah, because my gun lance is kind of my magical spell.
Focus,
thing?
yes.
Yes, it is my. Yes, the gun lance is my magical focus, and unfortunately, it is not in the gemstone with me.
Yeah. You also know, in the time that you've been here, that he has a device that has sort of made you lose time. He has plugged you into a machine which has caused you to sort of lose track of whatever happened, because when you awoke, your things were no longer with you. So, like, you know that
Yeah.
he can somehow turn this off and on and maybe get you out temporarily or whatever, but when that happened, you have no memory of it.
Yeah, I've got. Yeah, I don't got fucking. I cannot dispel magic. This it said that correctly.
Dispel magic, what is the wording of that spell? I think it's in that spell.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell, 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends.
Potentially, you might be able to do that, but you'd have to
At-
beat a 19?
At higher levels, when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, you automatically end the effects of a spell on the target if the spell's level is equal to or less than the level of the spell slot you used.
Yeah, which you don't have 9th level slots, so you'd have to cast it and beat the DC.
I will try.
Can you cast Dispel Magic without anything to use?
Like components?
Yes, what are the components for spell for that? It's verbal and somatic.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, wait. Imprisonment at the very bottom. A Dispel Magic spell. Nope, you know what? Do what you're gonna do.
What if I cast enhance ability on myself and then cast a spell magic?
Yeah, if you think that'll help.
I don't know what it'll do, man.
Yeah, in theory, yeah. It's playing smart, man. Prep yourself for that.
What is the roll that I have to roll for dispel magic?
Dispel
Make
Magic
an ability check
says-
using your spell casting ability, and
Yeah.
the DC
Yeah,
equals
you
10
use
plus the
your-
spell's level. So it is a 3rd level abjuration spell.
It's your spellcasting attack roll, essentially.
Yeah, it's just your ability modifier is how it's supposed to go. So,
But you are proficient, I believe, in that, so you also would add your proficiency, I think.
oh,
Am I
you're
wrong?
the DM. I don't know.
So I'm rolling.
Roll a d20. Add your intelligence.
Oh no, you're right. It's an ability check. It is just your intelligence.
That's a 7.
Doesn't sound high enough.
It doesn't sound high enough.
No.
Yeah.
I think that with that failure, we're gonna move away from you.
Yeah, I think I'm stuck for a bit.
C3P9.
Yes.
I knew that would get a snarl out of you. Look at his upturned nose. C3P9 awakens in a tube. In the last, you don't know how long, you've been in and out. Time is really hard to measure in this dark room. There are other lights coming from other tubes similar to yours, each of them in various states of growth. But it's very clear that you're in a room of beings just like you. You hear the tip, tap, 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 tap of footsteps moving through. And you've seen a handful of people in the murk, but unless they get close to your jar, you really can't make them out. You do know that other people than Griddle, based on the size of them, have walked through the room and done work. But very few people have come close enough. But this one, you recognize the sound of the feet from your nightmares before he even gets close, is Griddle. C3P9. How are we feeling? Are we getting used to our home lately?
Fuck you.
See, that's not becoming.
You should never let me free. I will hunt you for the rest of my days. You piece of shit.
Yes, I know. It's very hard to see past our own noses in times like these. You don't realize the good work that you are a part of.
Good work? Fuck yourself.
Feels so bad that we can't have a better relationship. You are so important
Waste your breath
to me.
with someone else.
I understand. It must have hurt a lot when I had to destroy your other body.
What fresh hell are you bringing me through? Why, you Potter?
Oh, it's not a fresh hell. I was just going to make sure that you got back to your work, because sometimes the best way to get over things is to get back into the routine.
I will never work for you.
I'm happy to say that that's not true. I do have some jobs that need to be done, and the log is a little bit backed up. So he moves up and he starts hitting some like buttons on a console in front of you.
I promise you, Griddle,
Let's start
I'll
with
see your
something
world burn there.
simple for now. Let's
I
see.
see now what I couldn't see no matter
Start with
your thumb.
something.
There is a way to escape. There is things beyond this. I will do it again.
I'm sure you'll try. He goes ahead and he hits a button, and you see the lights change, and above you there is some sort of influx of material. You watch as like a cloud of murky shit enters the water that you are floating in. This strange viscous fluid that you've been able to breathe. Like it's really weird and gross, and your lungs have felt like heavy the whole time you've been in here, but you've also not needed air. But now it starts to mix with this weird pinkish mist that sort of floats in and disperses throughout and gets closer and closer to you as it mixes with this gel you're in.
While I've been speaking, my skin has been bouncing between purple peaked ripples, orange zigzags, a rippling blue sky, downward streaking lines. Turquoise downward streaking. Before the whatever this is hits me. And as it starts coming near me, the downward streaking line starts hitting the pattern more frequently.
Okay. How do you react to this mist coming at you?
I try to hold my breath.
Okay. How long can Reyesk hold his breath?
I can hold my breath. I believe it's 4 minutes.
Damn.
Yep.
Okay. So for
I used to
4
be
minutes, you hold your breath and you wait. And you just see Griddle standing there, smiling in his sick, sort of cocky smile, and waiting. Knowing very well that he can wait all day, and you can't. You're gonna need to roll a con check to keep holding your breath, and if you hold it too long, you'll start getting exhaustion.
Fair enough. I'll roll a con check right now. Think I won't. Dice want to tell that story. Total of 5.
Fuck yeah!
You retch, and you immediately suck in the tainted water, and you recognize in the back of your mind the flavor and acrid taste of geish powder. And then a strange feeling goes over you as the colors that you were shining, the lines of turquoise that were flashing down your body, immediately fade out to the dark gray black that Reyesk takes when he's under the effects of geish, and you float. And then something weirder happens. All of a sudden, your perspective shifts somewhere else, and you just see your hands coming away from a syringe that you have just finished injecting into your own neck, and you are a incredibly dark color. You're pitch black. And in the back of your mind, as the geish sort of takes effect, you have the moment to realize that you are Reyesk. You are not in your own body, and this body is the same as the one that you fought in Bree. And then that little snippet of your own consciousness is gone. You're on a mission to kill somebody. You're in the Underdark. Standing before you is an angry-eyed looking Dwarger dwarf who you vaguely recognize as your handler here. This is not Darbin, it's a different dwarf. But you are in the Underdark in a Dwarger town, and You can't be seen, but that's okay because you can turn into shadow and darkness in this form, this body. And you have to kill a king.
I still have my consciousness in this
You
moment?
are, well, you are under gauge powder. You know how that works. Do you remember? It's been a while.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of Reyesk, there's not a lot of resistance left in, and even if you do find resistance, it's like a gauge spell where you will take a massive amount of damage should you resist it. At this point, I'm going to say that you're on autopilot. How would Reyesk go about in this dark underground kingdom killing the king of the Dwarger?
Well, what were the parameters of the mission? Is it just kill, or is it...
Do not be seen.
That's it? Just don't be seen?
Do not be seen. Try to make it look violent.
Okay. Don't be seen and make it look violent. Yeah, I think what I would do in that scenario as Reyesk is I would attempt to move stealthily, like probably across rooftops, or in back
Rooftops
alleys
isn't
if possible.
really a thing down here. The good news, though, is this farm seems to have gills, and there are a lot of tributaries and underground riverways to help you get deeper into the city.
Yeah, I mean, I'd infiltrate the city in whatever way makes the most sense. If there's tributaries, I'd take the tributaries. Take that as deep into the city as I could get. Stick to the shadows. I assume he's in a keep. I assume I know where his room is.
Luckily, you find that the between your ability to fully go invisible or turn into a shadow, so to speak, in the Underdark is particularly effective, and it doesn't take you long before you're in the castle proper, waiting for your moment for him to be alone.
Yeah, I wait for him to be alone. If it needs to look explicitly violent, I take out a dagger, and when the moment is right...
When is the moment right? Where are you? You're going to help me narrate this part. What
Sure.
room is the king attacked in?
What sends the most poignant message is that the king is attacked alone in his bed.
Okay.
And no one could stop it. He is in his bed. He is likely asleep.
Guards are outside, outside
Yeah.
the room. Yeah.
When I approach, I quickly and firmly put a hand over his mouth, and before he could wake and scream, I cut from ear to ear across his throat, as deep as I can manage.
Roll me a d20 stealth check, because it does sound like you still made it sneaky but savage.
Using my current modifiers?
No. You're gonna add 13 to this.
Okay. Is it an advantage because I can go invisible?
That has already been added in. That's why it's a 13.
Okay.
I'm just, yeah.
Okay. Well, dice are telling a story.
Sure.
I'm really conflicted.
Okay.
It's a nat 1. 14.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you slit this king's throat. He is a gray-skinned.
It's the beard.
It's a gray-skinned deep dwarf, yeah, and you did not account for the beard. It takes some time, and because you're holding him down and trying to muffle him, right? But then you've got to free up an arm to get that beard out of the way and actually get into the throat, which makes it more savage, more brutal. He is caught unaware, and the king is bleeding out, but before that happened, he got off a call. The door immediately is kicked in, and his guards come running to his aid. You have a chance to do one thing. This, and because I'm not interested in wasting a lot of time with a combat, it's all coming down to just dice rolls, right? This character is supposed to get away unseen. What does it do?
Immediately goes invisible.
Okay.
Turns into shadow, and I assume every bedroom has a window. Immediately turns to shadow, and if there is an open window, which, again, this is sort of a why wouldn't there be an open window sort of thing, then just flies through it.
Okay. Because you did roll
Risky
that one on
damage.
your stealth, you know in the back of your drug-addled mind that they saw you when they kicked in the door. Like, there was this moment. It's going to be one of those, like, I swear I saw something, like, flashes
It's
that
going to
they'll
be
have.
iffy.
Yes.
It's going to be iffy.
But you definitely, like, you do that, right? Like, and then you're gone. It's already dark. It's the Underdark. Things are in black and white for most of these people anyway, as they use their dark vision to see. But they definitely could have sworn they saw an assailant, which of course makes sense. But that assailant was really strange looking. Some sort of shadow demon thing in the night. As you jump out the window and you are falling and sort of, it's not a good landing, because as you realize as you're falling is you do not have a climb speed as this character, as you slide down what amounts to the inner cliff wall in the Underdark going out of this strange tower space. It's the impacts, the second impact as you are sliding down this, that sort of knocks you back into the jar. And all of a sudden you are not that shadow version of yourself. You are C3P9. Or Reyesk. You're Reyesk. In the jar. Did it go well?
What is this? What are you doing to me?
Well, our original plans are not going quite according to the way that we hoped, so we're doing a little bit of R&D. We're experimenting with a new system until we can get the real one online.
What is this? You heartless, soulless son of a bitch. What are you putting us through?
You're doing the work that we need done. You are bringing better world into being. You should be so proud of being a part of it.
There's no better world as long as you meddle with it.
It's upsetting. I understand that working with me is troubling for you.
You sicken.
Scientist Shelley, he is very not interested in working with me. Do you mind coming over here and handling the rest of his work? I expect to see the next 2 done today, or at least by tomorrow.
I expect that you choke on whatever slop you eat this evening.
Well, enjoy your slop, sir.
He sort of gives you an imperious look as he looks up at you, like, you've always been mouthy, haven't you?
I have.
Remember that there are other places you could end up working.
With my skills, you'd be lost without me.
Run him through the next one immediately. And he leaves.
I go up to the glass and I kind of tink, tink, tink.
Leave me alone.
Well, first I have to run you through the checklist.
Let me out.
No.
What a triangle.
So, how's your mental state?
Farag!
I don't understand.
Not talking to you, shut the fuck up. Farag!
Alright, I guess we're just gonna... And I click the button.
The time is now!
Before the mist takes you, again, go ahead and give me a... Fuck, what role can I ask for this?
Religion.
That honestly kind of was my first inclination, because it feels like a prayer.
It's gotta feel like a prayer.
It's like a prayer.
Yeah,
Down on my knees. And that's as much as I can get away with legally.
go with a charisma. Let's say it's like a charisma let's say a charisma check. Let's see, like, sort of you're trying to send your personality or will out. So
Yeah, I'm just
let's say
trying to reach
charisma.
out, because the last time I took that amulet off, he found
Everybody
me right
wants
the fuck
the
away.
DID experience, boys.
Yeah.
Reach out and touch faith. Or, in this case, demons.
Reach out and touch demons.
I spend a lot of time working with demons. Would I recognize the name?
Roll a
5.
intelligence check. Let's call it Arcana.
Oh, that's my shit.
I'm sure it is. Roll Arcana.
Come on, dice.
Especially since
Do
literally it
something
was one of their
different for me
assets of
today.
another facility.
Yeah, that is also... Yeah, roll Arcana.
Okay. Pay
Roll
28.
an SOP check.
28. It sounds
An
like...
SOP check?
It sounds like gibberish until you realize that you did many years ago work on a containment protocol for a bottle for a particular demon that was supposedly handed out to another like it's not, you don't know what happened to it, but you worked on that project. Ferocious sounds familiar. That's a demon that we contained.
No demons here for you. Click.
Yeah.
I just click it again so it gets a little extra. No demons here for you.
As the mist takes Reyesk again, all of a sudden your vision blurs and you are holding a syringe that you've just jabbed into your neck. This time around, you're much, like, slenderer. You feel lightweight, and out of the corner of your eye, you sense wings. and you realize that you are once again in a strange town. This place you've never been. It looks similar to the landscape of Bree and the Primacy, but not quite. You're just outside of a wine or of a grape field, and to your left you see this large town with a castle that's gleaming, made of marble. And you're here. Your mission is to kill another king. This one,
Right, ding me.
This one, it is not important to not be seen. It doesn't matter how you do it, but the king needs to die. But he has incredibly powerful guards that you are going to have to contend with.
What weapons do I have on my person?
So your weapons are similar to the ones that Reyesk would always use, because like it's your backsword, daggers. You also know that you have the ability to screech and stun people nearby. You know that you have wicked claws on both of your hands. You also know that you have a resistance to magic and the ability to release a toxic spore.
Am I dinging Mitch?
Ding me, Ryan.
Mitch's random fact.
A grape field, or a field that you grow grapes in, is called a vineyard, dumbass.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know. Yeah.
I was sitting there with it in my head, but I was like, I'm not going to interrupt this
Thank
flow.
you. I have other
a
things
vineyard.
that I'm thinking about. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
I thought you were done. I was waiting for you to be finished with your thing.
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt.
9.
Yeah. Okay, so 9 has taken a minute, and we're tampering with this. We're gonna see what we can do here.
Okay.
9 has taken the cable that is in the back of her head and has plugged it into the Warforged heart in her chest. I don't know what that's gonna do.
Okay.
But we're going to
We're gonna try to like rewire yourself.
we're gonna try to overload some
tinkering.
things. We're
Shit.
fucking around.
Fuck.
We're doing
Okay.
stuff.
On our way to finding out.
What do you think the cables that you call your hair, so to speak, right? The
Mhm.
ones that go from your head to your back, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of what it is, right? What do you think they do?
I have
we say
used
they're aux
them in the
cables?
past to just kind of plug into things in general.
Okay, it's like your Navi fucking.
Yeah,
I mean, I
kind
think
of.
we
Yeah,
literally said
it
they
is.
were
It
a
is
bunch
the.
of aux cables.
Is
Like, that was why.
the multi-charger that
Oh.
you get from
USB-C,
shit.
Yeah,
USB
yeah.
2.0, USB micro,
Yeah.
iPod, iPod 3,
It's essentially
HDMI.
This is a choice that I did not think about you making. So give me a second while I think about what that might mean to you.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm just kind of going into myself, so I'm kind of hoping that I can like get whatever energy that 9 uses to like be powered to kind of, I don't know, spin around and maybe.
Okay, here's the question.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have you roll a check, and then I'm gonna
Is
ask
this a
you:
sex thing?
was the intent to plug the power? Were you plugging into the input or the output of your power?
Giggity.
Ideally the output, because I'm
So you're
trying
trying
to
to-
I'm
You're
trying to siphon off.
siphon power
energy
to your
of-
brain.
Yes.
Roll a spellcasting check. This one
Okay.
is going to be with all your proficiencies and stuff.
That's fair. Okay.
If this works, she'll be able to give herself shortly double Flash of Genius.
Yeah,
Plus
like
10 to all your rolls.
Okay, so here's just a roll. That is a 12.
She's trying to limitless herself.
yeah.
I love it.
Giving myself the limitless pill. So that's a 12. What am I and you're wanting me to add my intelligence?
All your bullshit.
Your spellcasting.
Yeah, so add
check.
your intelligence plus your proficiency bonus. Or unless this is just a check. You made it sound like he was using his spellcasting.
Whenever he does artificing, I assume it's his spellcasting bonuses.
Okay, so yes, so
Yeah.
it's your proficiency plus your intelligence.
Yeah, so nine. She's very good at this sort of hot wiring. So I'm giving you the benefit of the best roll. I don't know if the best roll is in your best interest, but let's see what you get.
You wanted a spell attack?
Essentially, yes.
So it's a 12 plus 9 plus proficiency.
No,
No, that
just
should be
plus
it.
the 9.
The 9
Just
should
plus
be
the
your
9.
proficiency.
12 plus 9. I hate that this is what came to mind, but you know when in like the Sonic games where you can just like kind of hit the button a bunch of times and Sonic keeps spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning? It's essentially that to just build up
To your
more
brain.
power from the heart. Yeah. And I'm hoping to use that to like supercharge a dispel magic.
Interesting.
He's trying to dispel magic EMP himself right now.
It is
Yeah.
essentially, yes. There is a chance that this goes very bad and it kills me.
Mitch, hold off, because I'm going to handle this. I don't need more chaos at the moment, because that's already a fucking chaotic choice.
I was going to aid.
Ryan, roll me your
In the chaos,
dispel
I'm sure.
magic with advantage.
Yeah, I'm also gonna. I was gonna take an enhance ability out of it as well, and that gives me advantage on my intelligence check.
Yeah.
You already have advantage, so you can't double the advantage.
All right, I'll take it. That's fine. That's a nat 20.
Hilariously,
Okay.
you can still flash of genius it.
Clean
though.
up on aisle 6.
9.
Fuck.
9.
I place both hands on either side of my prison.
All right. 9. I'm going to let you in on the last little thing that I was holding back from you because I felt like you had to find out in the moment. However, with what you've done and your roll, we'll negotiate this. But the last statement of the imprisonment spell says a dispel magic spell can end the spell only if it is cast as a level 9 slot, targeting either the prison or the component used to create it.
Okay.
Because of what you've done, and because you've rolled a nat 20, I am going to allow this. But what I'm going to need you now is to roll a constitution check, because what you have essentially done is we're going to see if you drain your battery too much.
Yeah, that's fair.
No.
Yeah,
No.
this is-
You're not putting this the right way. And I hate to step on your toes here.
I am
You're
the
a great
GM,
DM,
sir,
love you.
but I will hear you out.
You are a great DM, and
Thank
I love
you.
you for it.
Yeah,
Don't lie
that's
to me.
right.
But
Little bit of
In what
buttering
we've
up.
learned, he is betting his soul on this.
Yes.
She is betting her literal soul on this.
Definitely.
I'm
your
hoping
life.
this just shaves off some time instead of just. So here we go. Because, odds are I can just fucking fix myself later.
Okay.
But if not,
9, you feel your before you even commit to this roll, because this is going to work. I'm going to let you know. This will work. Before you roll your check, I'm going to let you know the risk. I think that to beat this 9th level spell in this way, I want to let you do it, but I also want to let you know that I'm going to put some serious stakes on this.
fair.
I am going to hurt you in a permanent way if you fail this check.
You will lose your detachable penis.
Oh,
You won't be able
no.
to make that
That's
joke
your
ever
most
again.
I mean,
It's
I'm
not
not a
worth
monster.
it, Jay.
I'm not. Mitch, I am not a monster. I would never do something that bad, but I might have your constitution score or something. Like, I need you to know that this is going to be a problem for you if you
Yes,
fail.
that's fair. That is absolutely fair.
And the
Whoop, whoop
DC
again.
is going to be 20.
DC 20?
DC 20.
You
What
roll
am I
con
adding
and-
to this roll?
Roll a con save.
It's your
That's
con
new
save.
It's a con save.
It's a con save.
Fuck me. Okay.
Yeah, he can't flash a geniuses.
Yes, he can. I know
Do
he's
I
got
have-
a lot.
This is just a roll. This is a flat roll.
It's safe.
It's flat.
It's a save.
It's a
a
save.
con
You add
save.
your,
Okay.
your whatever.
Con
Con
save,
save, whatever
if-
you add to con saves. I don't know if you would have known beforehand to enhance ability your con, but if you think you would have,
I mean, you said I couldn't earlier, so I guess it would just go to this instead, yeah? What do you think, Jay?
If you 9 is very clever. The fact that you didn't think about the enhanceability thing in this moment, 9 would have. If you had that thought, she would have carried it forward. So if you have it and you have the spell slots for it, I will allow you to say you have cast it beforehand. But
Okay.
it is specifically knowing that it's going. You would know this would drain your body, so
Yes.
you would know it. I will allow that. Yes.
Oh, it is my last Flash of Genius slot.
hilariously, he's not limitlessing himself. He's doing that other movie, Lucy. He's Lucying himself, or he's just going to go beyond his physical form.
So I rolled a 12. It is
Okay.
plus 7. And then, yeah, Flash of Genius to add 5.
What does 9 do when you realize that you can't handle the load? Because you did Flash of Genius, and we'd like to describe that.
Ah,
Yeah, when 9 realizes that she can't actually handle the load, what does she do?
Fuck you.
she handles the load, obviously.
I initially think to just try to do it through both hands, but I'm going to try to do it through the feet as well.
Okay. Try to
Footstop!
disperses the energy. in
I'm
another direction.
I'm gonna pull a My Hero Academia and remember that I have feet.
It's so hard
Oh
to
yeah,
remember
I
that
can
you have
kick.
feet.
I don't have to just punch. I can kick too.
All right.
And I'm gonna try and release the energy out through my hands and through my feet.
You heard her. She's doing shoot style.
Exactly. So that was a 12 plus 7 plus Flash of Genius for another 5.
You've defeated my jar puzzle, my
Defeated.
imprisonment puzzle, as the gemstone shatters into a million pieces and flies across the room at high velocity, and you are disoriented and do not know how much time has gone by because essentially you also expand to your normal size in the matter of an instant. Essentially, a flashbang goes off in this fucking room. No. A whole-on grenade goes off in this room as you land amidst your stuff.
Oh, can Mitch be in this room when the grenade goes off? Because that'd be really funny.
No, what happens is a small alarm goes off at a desk deep in apotheosis that says that a room needs maintenance because there has been substantial damage to the equipment in that room, and somebody needs to come check it out and fix it. Immediately, the ticket is high priority.
Oh gosh. Okay. I didn't know if that was gonna work.
My Yoon scroll. My Yoon scroll
A
tickets.
bunch of people are asking you why this hasn't been done yet.
God damn it. I check my ledger. Who's the room assigned to?
It's Griddle's personal room, or it's a new high priority lab. That's you actually have to take a portal to get to this one. It's not easy access.
Okay. Who's it assigned to?
Griddle.
I forward all of the inquiries directly to Griddle, and then reply to the first one that I got saying, it's done. And then I go to do the work.
Okay. Well, he heads your way. Nine, what do you do?
Okay. That hurt. That kind of hurt. I didn't like that at all. But I'm out. Okay.
At this point, I'm just grabbing all my stuff. I'm grabbing all my stuff and I'm looking for the nearest exit.
Okay. As you kind of get your bearings and you actually get a good look around the room, you realize that it's a strange building because it looks like it's made of, like, the equipment inside of it looks very high tech. There's a lot of Yoon crystal and all this stuff that you recognize as Griddle's technology, but it also seems to be fused with a bit of Martha's. You see a lot of kiosks and these strange computer quote unquote stations. And like, it's not immediately like recognizable how to leave this room.
Is there a specific, like, this is the command center kind of looking spot?
No, Nine's experience with labs and like workspaces leads you to believe that this place is very new and that they've sort of constructed it on the fly. It looks like there are a handful of places for input, but it also looks like this is a remote station. Like this isn't part of the main lab. And also the like stonework around here gives the vibe of ancient ruin. Like it doesn't look like anybody's taken care of the actual building it's in for a while.
Okay. I'm going to roll a quick investigation just to look for any, like, I don't know, important notes or memos or papers that that Griddle may have left around, and then I'm going to try to bail.
Okay. Roll investigation.
There's an 11 plus 9.
Yeah, with a 20, the one thing you do find, it seems like he's gathered most of his notes, but you do see that on one of the walls, there is a fucking map, and it shows there is the direction for exit for fire safety and such. It tells you how to leave.
Perfect.
But also, you realize that it is a map that shows you that it's very strange because it looks like there's a long tunnel that connects to a thing that's been circled, and it just says dangerous, do not enter, personnel do not enter without supervision. And then there is another direction you can go that supposedly is an exit.
I'm gonna rip it off the wall and I'm gonna head toward the fire exit.
Okay.
Before going through said fire exit door, I am going to look to unhook the alarm that is connected to it.
Okay. Roll me
Ryan, there
check.
is no alarm connected to it.
Oh, there's no alarm connected to it at all?
There's no alarm connected to it.
This one isn't connected.
Nope.
You know what? You're the expert, Titchell.
And the doorknob is locked.
Yeah. Essentially, you reach for the door, and in that moment, the doorknob turns, and standing behind it will be Mitch's new character. Introduce yourselves.
Mitch's new character is a tall, hefty orc who's got a bit of a gut. He's a bit overweight. He's wearing what could best be summarized as slacks and a button-up shirt. He's got a messenger bag with tools poking out of it. He's got a sledgehammer slung through his belt, and he has a broom and a dustpan.
Hi.
This is an action only. Is there a fire?
I don't see one. I came to check out
Then
the
you can't go
area
through here.
after
That's
the
okay.
alert.
Then you can't go through here.
Where can I exit?
Main entry. It's right there. Do you see the sign? It says main entry.
Oh,
Are you Griddle?
yes.
Requesting permission to clean this site. Per service ticket 1146-13A37.
Yes. Please clean it up and do a very good job. I don't know what the hell happened in here, but it's awful.
I'm not paid to care.
Okay,
And he
well,
just
do your
walks
job. Thank
over
you.
and starts sweeping everything off the table into his dustpan of holding.
I love the idea that somehow this guy doesn't even know what his boss looks like.
Doesn't care. Jay, I've given myself a second magic item because in this moment it was perfect. The dustpan of holding.
Okay, yeah. Approved.
I'm Griddle.
Yeah, nine said they're griddle. I didn't give a fuck.
You went to the restroom.
I would ask you to roll an insight check, Titchell. Titchell, is it?
Yes, Titchell Mavis.
But I know better. And
I was gonna say, do you want me? Yeah, he doesn't seem to care, but do you want me to roll performance or something?
You know what? Go ahead and do it.
yeah,
Persuasion?
I think persuasion.
That
seems
feels like a deception roll.
a deception. Yeah, would be the correct one. Yes.
Deception. Yeah. It's a flat 13.
Yeah, it's not even particularly believable, but
That's against insight, right?
I really don't know that you need to roll insight. I know what character you made.
I failed.
Good.
Which is to say that Titchell isn't sure, but Titchell doesn't care. I received hundreds of tickets to clean this room. It's happening.
Yes. Thank you for directing me to the exit. Please clean up this mess. It looks like a tornado hit this place.
Yeah, imagine that, egghead. No. Sit the fuck there.
What?
Stay there.
He sees your foot start to move towards the door, and he immediately brandishes his sledgehammer at you.
I need you to sign the ticket.
Oh, yeah, sure. Do you have a pen?
Yes, but the work's not done yet. Wait.
Um,
And Titchell moves around the room, cleans things up, casts mending on a few things, put things back together, and then hands a scroll and a magic pen to you.
okay.
And you could see at the top of the scroll text just scrolling across over and over and over again, different areas that need servicing. And at the bottom, as if selected and pinned in place, is the service request to clean this lab, which is assigned to Griddle and must be approved by Griddle.
I write down number 9, and then I cross it off really quick, and I write Griddle, but I spell it wrong.
As soon as you pick up your pen from number 9, it just says accepted.
Oh, fuck. How?
And
Just write a 9 on it, and then
and then when you go to strike it out, the next ticket comes up. You draw a line through it. It says accepted, and before you even realize it, and then you've signed Griddle but spelled wrong, and you just in that moment accepted 3 tickets.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Much appreciated.
Somewhere is somebody panicking because their ticket was signed for by Griddle, which means he was in their office at some point and they just fucking lost their shit.
signed for by Griddle, but misspelled.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They panic.
Okay, here you go. Anything else?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
You got it. Bye.
9.
Yeah, go, bye.
I take off down the main entrance that he pointed me at.
And Titchell follows 9, because as he stated earlier, that's a fire exit.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to go through the fire exit, unfortunately. So
the
I have to go through
stupidity
the...
of it is you realize that there is only one exit out of here. And
Yeah,
when you
the
get,
fire exit's just a second
you
door to the
realize
same
that they have
hallway.
drawn it from. It seems to be a map that has been altered in some way because basically they just loop to the same room. If you go that way, it's to the lab. If you go that way, it's to the exit. But really, it meant to the same fucking room where there is a portal. Like it's a machine. 9 vaguely recognizes some of the components because you've dealt with this. Like, it's a teleportation room.
Yes, I have done teleporting somewhat recently. Yeah. I remember that.
As you try to activate it, it asks for credentials. On a Unestone display says credentials not found.
Do you know that you're smoking? You're smoking. Do you know you're smoking?
It's a cigar.
In your rear chest. Sure.
I
Right.
didn't. I'm saving it for later.
Didn't ask.
Obviously, I had a great big breakthrough in here, and so
No,
I was
I understand.
celebrating,
It's-
and you kind
Can
of
we go?
interrupted it.
I have
384 tickets. Are you?
That's fine.
After
Can
you,
you?
sir.
Can
After
you?
you, sir.
Can you? I'm pointing.
I'm just pointing at the console.
Can you? Can you do something? Can you let me up, please?
Where's your access stone?
I
And he lunges at 9, and he grabs 9 by the collar. You better look me in the eye and tell me that you are not Griddle, because I swear to Barry I will lift you up and plow you through this floor like fresh tilled earth if I have to recode another access stone.
As you grab 9 by the shirt, could you please...
Oh, Jay, you missed it. I'm a big overweight orc.
Thank
Yes.
you. I was curious as to the vibe.
Yes, an orc.
Thank you.
You
Okay.
grab her by the breastplate that is installed into her body.
Yeah, just grab her by the arms on the breastplate and just lift.
Well, 9 got her equipment back. She's got her
Damn, you really
Her
are a
apron on.
follower of Barry if you can lift her heavy ass. She's on record said she's like
I
500
did
pounds.
invoke
Minimum.
his name as I did it.
It's
Okay.
true.
Okay.
As we all know, all you have to do is invoke the name and you can do it.
okay. I'm gonna be real with you. I am not Griddle. I need to get out of here though, and it would be great if you let me just go, because if
Oh,
you
thank
told
God.
people
Oh,
that I
thank
was
God. No,
here,
I
it
don't.
would
Do
probably
not
be more
care.
work
Do
for
not
you.
care. Do not care.
Oh.
And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a bag and he sorts through 5 or 6 different stones with runes carved on them. And he just swipes one over the pad. It doesn't work. Ah, God damn it. And he swipes another one and the portal activates.
Oh, thank goodness. I got lost in this building. Thank you very much. I'll be going now. Bye.
Yep, sure, whatever.
Where did you open the
And,
portal to, Mitch?
Where did I open the portal to, Jay?
Okay.
9 does not
if
double
I
check
assume-
before going through the
I
portal.
assume I'm just going
It
back
was
to
anywhere
the
but
maintenance-
here. I don't care.
I assume I'm just going back to the maintenance hub.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Or on his way to his next ticket.
Yeah.
The maintenance hub. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, then why don't you describe for me... It's Titchell. Titchell is the name of the
Yeah,
character.
it's Titchell.
Describe
Titchell Mavis,
for
yeah.
me Titchell's
Titchell
office
Mavis?
/
Titchell
janitor
Mavis, yeah.
closet /
Shop / yeah.
yeah.
So Titchell pushes past 9, and 9 as you come through, Titchell has moved incredibly quickly. And he's across the room, and there's a large hole in the floor, and you can see the light of some roaring fire below it. And Titchell is just dumping out his dustpan of holding into the flaming hole.
Oh gosh, where are we? Where did you open this portal to?
Welcome to maintenance. Behold its glory. And there's workbenches of all different sorts of size and manufacture that line the walls. Obviously, just any workbench that could be procured was. There's half-finished jobs in the middle of the floor. There's cleaning supplies in the corner. Several of the lights don't work, and the ones that do work are non-standard. They've been rigged together through what you understand as tinkering and artificery. This whole shop has been cobbled together out of anger, spite, and trash that wasn't thrown away.
9, you recognize this as 2 things. 1, debris, but also a veritable fucking cornucopia.
Detritus.
Detritus, debris, whatever. It is technically trash, but also it's that sort of trash that
It
you
is a
as an
treasure
artificer-
trove for me.
Yeah, there is so much stuff here that you could benefit from.
This
You work maintenance now here.
Yeah. 9's off the podcast. 9 found her place.
This workshop is immaculate.
It's a shit show, but thank you.
It's the most beautiful thing I've seen in a long time. But also,
I'm immediately going to scan the map for the maintenance place, the maintenance area, just to see how far away from an exit that I am.
It's not
There-
listed.
Yeah, there's no maintenance listed on this particular map.
God.
Oh,
damn
not
it.
not listed is great. I also have to say though, maintenance has to have a physical door because he can't fuck with this stupid portal if it's on the fritz. He's got to have a physical
Oh, no.
door.
You
Also,
can leave this room.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's only one door. It's very easy. There's the one portal, and when you turn around to look at the portal, you realize it's not an official portal.
No. No, definitely not.
hey,
It is basically the bottom end of one of Reyesk's tanks that has been broken off, turned up on its side, and hot-wired to several what you assume are some sort of battery.
I'm just loving everything that you've done here. But also, I need to leave. I need to get out of here. Can you help me with that?
Or
Okay, but the last time you sent me through a door, it sent me here. Will that actually take me out?
Well, that I can only take that portal here. That door goes to the facility and then out.
What's beyond that?
What do you mean?
Where is this facility?
This facility is right between nobody fucking cares and a lot of goddamn problems.
Okay.
Welcome to the formerly illustrious Institute of Magical Technologies, Divination, and Inquiries into the Great Beyond of Knowledge, or Apotheosis Site 1746D13.
You realize that Titchel's uniform or whatever that he's got on has like an old patch that doesn't match the new one that he still kept on it. That matches
It has
what
an acronym that matches what he just described.
Yeah, but it's incredibly faded and it looks like it's been re-sewn on, like, purposefully.
Yeah, he's wearing an Apotheosis uniform with the wrong patch over the Apotheosis patch.
Hey, do you mind if I take a few of these things just that you've got going on here? Do you need them?
Yes. I tell you what, you knock off 3 tickets, you can have whatever you want.
I technically signed off on 5 accidentally.
And I'm sure that'll be a tomorrow problem.
Perfect.
So I'm going to give you this, and he pulls out another. At first, it just looks like a scrap piece of paper, but when he hands it to you, you realize it's a fake of his work order scroll. And it has 3 room numbers and 3 ticket requests. 1 is for pressure maintenance, 1 is for a fluid leak, and 1 is for a tank cleaning.
Okay.
You take care of this, you come back here, you can take whatever you want.
This was not what I had on my list, but I'm okay. He's the GM now.
and Tavis hands you like a Brillo pad and a sponge and a fucking roll of what can best be described as Teflon tape.
Sir, I cannot be seen by anyone else here in this facility.
Wear a maintenance uniform. You won't be.
How?
You'll never be seen again throughout the whole building.
Katie stole my line, but exactly, yeah. You're right. And here, I've never been once seen, noticed, or commended for anything I've done wearing this. And Titchell pulls out a very new, very clean, still pressed looking official Apotheosis button-up shirt. And because Tavis is large, it fits 9.
Thank you. Are you sure? I really don't think this is gonna be it. Okay.
You have your request slip, you have your uniform. Nobody cares. But do not let those fuckers leave the room until they sign it.
Can I just sign it?
You can only sign for a request once the work is done.
Okay.
You're right. They probably won't be there. Hey, one second. And Tavis hands you a little hourglass. This is a 2-minute hourglass. You turn it. If they're not there to sign it, you sign it, you leave. We ain't got time to be waiting around for them. Welcome to maintenance. Life sucks. Get bent, and I'll see you in 40.
It's the strangest episode of Undercover Boss I've ever seen.
I love this. I love this so much.
Fine. Okay. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Add maintenance disguise to your to your outfits.
Thanks.
Poorly fitted maintenance disguise.
Apotheosis Lab D13 maintenance disguise.
C3P7 has not had an easy infiltration. He's come close to running full on into this king's guards multiple times, and he knows that you know that they're onto you. But you've closed in on the king, and you know that he only has one guard that in theory should be with him. How do you approach and where for this particular assassination?
He's only got one guard with him. Is this a short-term thing, or for whatever reason he's long-term got one guard?
You don't believe that this guard, from what your info has told you, is going to be far away from the king. But it was also made clear to you in Yorgesh that being seen is not important. This is this is a war assassination. Like, it's okay for them to know you did this. So, like, secrecy is not of the utmost importance, other than a potential survival, but you also know as part of your gauge that your survival is not necessary either. Just the assassination.
As per usual. Yeah, I mean, if I can catch him in any space that I can fly to that's not super easily accessible. Does that make sense? Like if he's in a tower somewhere and I can just fly in through the window.
Sorry,
or-
I didn't make this clear. You're in the castle. You've come close to running into the guards several times. You have infiltrated the castle. I'm asking you.
Okay, so then what rooms is he in then?
Once again, I'm asking you, where do you think this happens?
Okay. I've infiltrated the castle. It's the middle of the day.
Yes.
And you said there is a war.
Yes. Roll me.
I'm going to say...
If you want to glean
Okay, roll
more
you.
in the drug state that you're in, split between two consciousnesses.
Drug-addled fugue.
Yeah, you're in
Yes.
a weird drug fugue. You're split between two consciousness. Roll me a disadvantaged history check.
Come on, Die. You're really doing this to me today. You're really putting me through it. History?
Yes.
Using Reyesk's
Yeah.
stuff? It's +1, so 10.
God, you feel like you should know where you are. Like it's that feeling of like I know what this is and where I am, but you can't grasp it. And then you're back into the missions, the dead-eyed mission state that Geish puts you in.
Yeah. I imagine I trace his tracks for a while. If we're in a war, then he probably has at least some time in like a war room, if not a library. And I think you know what? I think a library is probably more likely he'd be alone and further away from people. It doesn't have to be clean, but I don't want to risk too many barriers. And in the library, I think somebody will think he's safe.
A library is a good choice. It's secluded. There's plenty of corners to hide behind, and you could wait for his arrival. You find yourself in the Royal Library, knowing from your information that this particular candidate visits here frequently, at least once a day. And maybe you've been waiting for a while at this point, when the king enters. It's a regal man, human, wandering around, and you can hear him talking to his guard in a friendly, convivial way.
As soon as they get within range, I would hit them with... Actually, I imagine I have an exit plan, something that can get me out of here very quickly, correct? Tell me if you think I have to make it through like a bunch of halls, or if there's a way for me to just exit here.
I think the one drawback to this location is that exit would be difficult. There are windows in the library, but they are not near the books, but you can fly, so that's not hard for you to get to. But the library is very centrally located within the castle. Egress is not easy for you, but you also remember that is not a priority.
Right.
Your survival.
Getting out of here is...
Yeah.
Survival isn't important. I'm just trying to decide how loud I'm going to be. Like, literally. But I think the chance I have to take here is to daze them both with my shriek.
Okay.
Go in quick and gas them. And then, while gassed, take my claws and just try to rip out some of his vitals.
They come within range of your shriek. As they come within sight of you, your shriek is very effective. You turn the corner, you see the two of them. The king catches it square and completely is, just stunned until your next turn. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
16 plus whatever.
The king is stunned and goes down in a fount of blood quickly, and you are already moving. Which way are you moving? Are you moving to engage further, or are you running away?
The only person I'm supposed to take care of is the king.
Yes.
Right? I'm gassing and going. Hit the gas, the spore release. Hopefully that'll cover my exit a little, and then I'm just gonna bash my way out of one of these windows and see how far I get.
As you're turning to leave, you can hear as the other character comes back to their senses. My king! No! What have you done? My name is Robert! I will find you! I will kill you, you son of a bitch!
You're fucking dead. You're fucking done.
There is a blast of radiant light that lights up from behind you, and you can hear pounding of small feet trying to catch you. And once again, there is the chaos and sort of drug-addled state. It's hard to keep memories, but you eventually wake up in the jar again.
The comedian in me wants to go, all of you apologize to your parents. But the role player in me, the actor in me goes, that's just for gaffs. We're not
Sure.
going to do that. I'm back in the bottle. Is there anybody here? I look around.
It would have been hours. It's up to her if she's still standing there, if she went to go do something else. But yeah,
I'm at a desk just like doing paperwork. I don't even notice you come back.
Just going to town on a burrito supreme.
Doing some
Getting
paperwork.
sauce all over the paperwork.
Yeah.
I realize that she's not paying attention. Can I do like an investigation of this bottle to see? Because I've technically broken one of these from the other side.
Yes, but you
Do I think I could?
based on that information, you do know that the runic stuff that you fucked up last time was on the outside,
Yeah.
and not to be a stickler, but you didn't do it. Point 1 and point 2 did it.
We did,
You
team
did
effort.
it together, sure.
It was a team effort.
Yeah,
I helped take care of some of those.
Yes.
I think I provided the acid,
you did.
which I assume I don't have.
No,
I assume I'm naked.
you're pretty fucking
Actually.
naked, bro. Balls out.
Yeah.
What is the ball situation on a Kreskin? Now that it's relevant.
It's almost not worth thinking
internal.
about.
Looks like
Internal.
Harambe.
Internal balls. Okay, we got gonads.
Internal balls.
Internal. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Still looks like
Internal
Harambe.
balls. It doesn't make any sense in an aquatic environment for them not to be.
Is it the whole thing? Is it cloaca situation? Everything's internal. It comes out.
First off, that cloaca doesn't work
We
like
don't need to
that.
answer
But
that.
I think, no, he's got a tentacle.
You're based
Anyways,
on you're based on a cephalopod. You just reach up in a woman and break it off.
It's almost not worth thinking about, guys.
anyways,
Listen, I am playing a monster fucker, so
Oh, some lore just dropped. All right.
Lord drop playing a monster fucker. So I'm
That's the
still gonna
class
look
on your
around in
character sheet.
yeah, it is. It
I'm
is.
gonna look around still, just to see if I can see any sort of weakness or opportunity. I imagine there won't be, but like Reyesk has to have this hope.
Yeah, give me that investigation.
There's
check.
at least one fluid leak.
Yeah.
Probably on an inline hose, but there's at least one fluid leak.
10.
Yeah. Sadly, unable to find the fluid leak yourself. His 10's just not very good. The only thing you notice, I think, with the 10 is that in the time you've been here, there is less fluid than there was when you started. You're not sure if that's just sort of maybe you're ingesting the fluid, maybe it's going through you and you're using it up, and maybe it'll get refilled, but there is less than when you started, and that's the only thing you notice. But your investigation being so low, and you moving around, looking around, that is when Mrs. Shelley hears you banging around inside your bottle.
Dix, can I
And what is your mental state?
talk to Faroche? That's what I was going to say to finish with that.
And what is your mental state?
Fucked up.
I figured. And how did the mission go? I don't know what it was. I don't really care.
assume it's yours. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not going to cooperate or ask questions. Useless.
Listen, I'm doing it so that it makes it easier.
I try to turn my back in the
You
bottle.
can't even...
Float in a circle. Now she's looking at my Kreskin butt.
Listen,
I poop
this
from
isn't
that.
my department. I don't want to be here. This is a punishment for me as much as it is for you. Can we just...
Let me out. I'll get you.
Yes, let you out. For what? So I could get punished
I'll
more?
get your revenge. I'll get your revenge for you.
You don't even know what I need revenge for.
Doesn't matter.
You know, for someone so
The revenge comes in
uncharismatic, you're
one
really
way.
trying to be charismatic.
No.
When you say that, I think that you notice, because he still hasn't turned back around,
Yeah, I'm
yellow
still
S
talking to your
shapes
ass.
move from across his skin. Yeah. And you notice my ass has now got yellow S shapes on it.
Do you think Marta speaks the language?
Yeah, of course. She's a simic scientist.
Marta knows what that means.
Why are you confused?
Your statement was confusing. I didn't know you could understand.
It's literally my job.
How am I supposed to know what your job is? Griddle doesn't speak the language. He never gave a shit.
Griddle's a fucking idiot. I hate that guy.
So do I.
He took away my beloved.
Remember that revenge I talked about? Beloved what?
What is that supposed to mean?
he finally kind of turns over his shoulder.
Beloved what? Beloved dog? Beloved toy? Beloved microscope? Beloved what?
All of the above. My everything. My whole heart.
I believe he would try to take someone's heart.
And then he moved me to this shit assignment. So please, can you elaborate on your goddamn mental state?
I elaborated plenty. Fucked up.
When the fuck is maintenance gonna get here? I'll give you a moment to recover your thoughts.
Break one
Leave
of
you
your
alone.
chest tubes.
I have a burrito supreme to get back to.
Marta, you know that you only technically have one more run that he needs to go on. Sorry, you have two. Sorry, there's two more that you have to get through before you're going to be let off this assignment. And you do know that there's one that you have paperwork, and each one has like a heading, so you vaguely know who they are. One says Krog, and the other one says Krelp, but Krelp has like a question mark because they've been unable to find him. And you know that one's going to be a pain in the ass. It might take you all night.
I have to find 2 people. If we can get through these 2 people, I can go home, and fuck it, I might even release you.
Sure, go ahead. It's your turn. You take the case. You do the dirty work.
That's not my area of expertise. Sorry, darling. And, as you can see, I'm a human. It doesn't work the same for me.
As he pushes himself around, he goes,
Obviously, humans can commit the same level of atrocities I can. Look at you.
Yes, but it wouldn't be as flashy, would it? And she goes back to her burrito supreme, and she goes, I'll give you 5.
I turn my back again.
Then we'll find Krog. And then we'll find Gelp? Gelpin. And then I go through my notes. And I sit down and I'm eating the burrito and I'm talking to myself.
Krog.
And then, quietly to himself,
Krog, I don't know if you're out there. I don't know if you're still connected. But I hope you can hear me because I can't. I can't stay here.
Krelp,
And your revenge is where I'm at.
Krelp.
Fuck. Your revenge is in sight if you can find me.
Hopefully I can find
Here's
I
your
can find where
opportunity.
he's also.
Take down apotheosis and make them pay.
Your whispers and prayers rebound off of this bottle. There's just sort of the sensation that you realize that it's unlikely that anybody can hear you here.
do I still have my crab claws?
That is a great question, and technically one that I left up to you, because this is a new body.
New body.
Reyesk,
New body.
what
Same old crab claws.
does Reyesk look like as C3P9? It's a different iteration. So you do have a little bit of a new form. You could even change your voice if you wanted to. I just want to throw that out there. Like, that's an option. Maybe, we fix the vocal cords or whatever. Or, no?
Sure.
No?
I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, what does Reyesk look like?
CP39 looks very much the same. As basically has been demonstrated multiple times, he made a bunch of this form, so it must be a pretty efficient form.
The multiple arms have been your one calling sign. So but you're saying that this form definitely built on that.
Yes.
Okay.
It's built on that, because that makes sense. Somehow he was able to make it so that the gills still work.
Okay.
So the gills that he has on the side of his head that have resembled sort of almost like ears in like an elf sort of way, they are moving now. Formerly, he had piercings through those gills. I don't think this iteration does because he hasn't been able to live out in the world.
No.
He is still absolutely covered in surgical scars, but they are surgical scars that are pretty well done. There's none of the battle scars that Reyesk
Holy
had.
shit, boy, you a 1.0 model. None of that beta shit.
Yeah.
1.1?
Yeah.
Katie
And,
Corvax.
And I think that he has the arms, and maybe it was just because he was in the bottle long enough, or it's hard to say if this was intentional. Like, because it's hard to say it was intentional for Reyesk either.
Yeah.
But I think he has the same arms. The arms came out. Maybe they're like a slightly different configuration as far as the way they look in particular details.
Sure.
But they are still big crab arms.
Okay. We've added gills, but otherwise we've maintained Reyesk's general look. That's the answer to your own question. Do you do anything?
Okay. Yeah, I imagine I can't just break my way out because Farak was strong as shit. And he couldn't.
Now that you're on the inside of this, you can't help but feel like there's like a magical aspect. You don't feel strong. You feel, if you were a extraplanar creature of any type, you would understand the concept of being bound and how it limits your power. As it is, it's just a strange feeling of weakness in general.
As it is, you just feel 36.
Yes. Just feel like you're in your 30s, man.
Okay. I've got something. So I have all these skills, all the learned knowledge of Reyesk, correct?
Yes.
The learned knowledge of Reyesk, that's going to be a short list.
You might be surprised. I am curious if you will allow me to try to tap into that feeling I had in the moment of my death where some carapace formed on my face and I was able to take on a different visage for a moment.
You want to see if you can recreate that thing that happened last in your last life, or in your last body.
Yep.
It is an ability that you have based on your class. Now, with what we're doing, that's sort of a question that we're going to have to ask each other, right? Because this is something that I'm not the player. You made this call to sort of merge these concepts, so I don't want to take it from you. What I guess the question is more along the lines of, how do you feel, or why do you think it manifests in relation to your character class? Or, like, what's your take on it?
I think my personal take on it is that, just to go deep dive into this, I think part of being a monk is discovery of self. And this is a level of self-control that most can't muster. And in kind of discovering self and tapping into your own abilities, maybe he has to meditate on it. Maybe I think it would make sense. He has to sort of meditate on it, but he can kind of remember that moment.
So you're kind of combining the idea that a monk has, like, monks' abilities are sort of like this sort of like super physical ability to control their own bodies, right? And because you are a lab-grown creation, you're seeing it's kind of a manifestation of that.
Yeah.
Sort of combining those two thoughts. Cool, I dig that. Then yeah, you can do it. It's just something you never realized you could do in the past.
Yeah. Wonderful.
As you take your 5 minutes break that she gave you and you sort of meditate, what does it look like again, and what does it do?
As I take my 5 minutes break, I'm meditating. This visage forms upon my face that is like carapace growing out around, much in the shape of like a face helmet, like a gladiator's helmet almost. Like it comes around the eyes,
okay,
to sort of protect them, and up the sort of sides of the face. I would say cheeks, but I don't really think Reyesk has
record,
cheeks.
I very much remember Spawn when you described it the first time.
Boys, he's going full Dunkleosteus.
It's the Spawn helmet. Is what I picture in my head.
It's kind of like the Spawn helmet, but he still has his mouth available.
Okay.
But yes, it kind of forms around his face in this sort of very Spawn helmety sort of way. This chitinous carapace.
Chitness.
That's got like, whatever. This chitinous carapace. That's,
Man, I say chitinous. I like chitin.
You like kite?
I say
I like
chitinous too, because I'm correct.
I say chitty chitty bang bang, we love you.
Well, we all say something different, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a liar.
It's a real tomato tomorrow sort of thing. So yes, the shell forms that is basically the same sort of shell that is on his big claws, including like texturally with like little spikes on it. And in that moment, not only can I see super good, because I can see through any version of darkness,
Okay.
for far as fuck, but I think I would only know there's some version of instinctually. I look at whoever this woman is, and I say, in her head, I say,
I'm capable of more than you think. And if you free me, you can find out.
She doesn't even look up. She doesn't even look up at all. When you do this, she just says, hold that thought. And she pulls out a strand from her head, like from her mind, and uses the wizard spell cantrip encode thoughts. She puts it with all the other strings that are on the table that are holding that thought.
Is that all she does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Well, now I have an advantage on insight checks. What can I get on her? Send some shit.
Sure.
Nat 20 plus... plus 4, 24.
All right, give him something deeply helpful and personal that he could have gleaned from his little time with you.
I am very upset about whatever has happened, and it seems like all of the work that I am doing is to make sure that I'm doing this work so that I can go do the work that's important, because if I don't do this work, they'll be asking after me. So even though I'm working hard on this, I'm really just working to find out what's going on with my beloved, whatever the beloved is.
I think to give you a little extra bonus, because like you said, your sight got tremendously better. You can make out the paperwork in front of her and you recognize that it is not all about what she's working on here. There is some other stuff. You can't make out the exact writing, but it's definitely clear she's got another project on her desk that she is putting the majority of her attention to while she waits for you to do your missions.
I have a note on skill checks for any of our listeners who are new to the tabletop gaming experience. Per the PSFRD, you actually cannot... Rolling a nat 20 on a d12 for a skill check doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It's
But it
actually
is still a
impossible
20.
to roll a nat 20 on a d12.
Yeah, that is true.
No, it doesn't matter.
That
You
is
can't
true.
roll a nat 20 on a d12.
You can't, yeah.
It'll never happen.
It's true, yeah. That's right. That's accurate. Thank you, Mitch, for that.
He almost slipped that by you, and that's
He
hilarious.
did, yeah, it went right by. I'm trying
yes.
to... We're going a little long, and I'm trying to gauge where to stop here. So I'm going to ask the simple question of, after 5 minutes, what does Marta do?
I would get up and I would inspect the leak to make sure it would be safe to send him again.
You think that he's got at least a few more hours before the levels would decrease, and you definitely need to refill it. You see that the green gas, like, it vaporizes the moment it hits air, just like it did in Feroce's when they freed Feroce. So there's like this green mist that's just coming out from a spot low on the tube. You think that it's got a couple hours more before you're gonna have to shut it all down, probably knock him out, make sure that it gets some maintenance.
I already submitted the request, but as always, I have to wait forever for maintenance to come.
As she's doing that, I imagine that's in this same moment where I attempted to speak to her, and I'm going to try again. Well, I'm speaking into your head.
This isn't what you want to do. This isn't where you want to be. I can sympathize. It's not where I want to be either.
Just do the damn mission so we can both get out of here then.
I don't want to do the missions.
And I don't want to send you on them, but they have to get done if we're going to be able to do anything else.
There is another option. I can promise you that. If you help me, there is another way. If you help me escape, I'll help you escape.
Can you just do one more mission? I can say we haven't been able to locate the fourth mission.
I can't. You're asking me to murder a good man. A man who doesn't deserve it, who all he does is make potions and beverages.
I don't know why
For what?
everyone sees death as such a horrible thing. Death isn't even an ending.
Because death will be an ending for him. It will.
Can you just make it seem like he's dead?
I won't have control when I go in there. If I had control, I could maybe. Can you give me control outside of this bottle?
Perhaps I could. And she completely starts ignoring you and starts, like, writing on a whiteboard. I could alter gauge powder.
It's me.
Shush!
I can get us out of here if you. Just control outside his body would be.
Can I do, a check of some kind?
What do you want? This is very much Marta's call. All she has to do is hit a button to start the next mission. What do you want?
I am proficient in alchemist supplies,
Okay.
And I work with Geish. Do I know, maybe,
Yes.
if I could alter the Geish?
Yes. You believe you probably could. Yeah, I would have to make you roll a check, but you think it's possible.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
kind of alteration would you be trying to make?
It would still allow him to be transported and all of that, but he would maintain some version of control over his thought patterns.
Okay. Roll me an intelligence check to see if you can alter the formula.
No, bonuses just
Ravioli, ravioli, go change the ravioli.
Go change the formioli. I roll a 15 plus just straight intelligence. So
Yeah.
dirty 20 plus 5.
I thought this was I thought she had proficiency with.
Point. She passed.
Yeah.
With a 20, I'm going to say it's a success either way. So no need to dick her. You see her
I mean, if
sort
she's
of...
into it.
She reworks... she reworks, and basically... last time you were out when she was reloading the machine, but basically the gauge that she has to fire... She has to put it into the machine to begin with. She puts it in the vial, gets it ready to be injected. And she does this work on it before putting it in. So it's still Geish. He will still be under the effects of the forced Geish, right? It's still the spell Geish. But he's going to be fully in control of himself while he does that. He's not going to be the muted gray. It's going to be if you can choose to not do it, but it will hurt you. Is basically, you know how the Geish works, that there's a double effect to the powder. Griddle is not an idiot. He makes sure that even if you don't, you're still punished for it. But you can now, is basically what she's allowed.
It'll still hurt, but you can make your own decisions now.
Hurt enough to kill.
Like I said, death is nothing I can't fix it.
Okay.
That's my whole department, really. I'm not really interested in this part. The death is where I come in. I'm not used to working with talking. Free will. I'm used to working with bodies. Bodies and creation from bodies.
That's pretty freaky.
This is really not my area. But I do know alchemy. Most of the time, I don't have anybody responding to me for the first part of my investigations. Most of the time, I really don't have any speaking.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, it's not my forte.
Clearly.
You're rude, and now I don't feel bad that this will hurt. And I put the gauge powder in, and instead of it being pink,
We're both rude, so let's just be honest with who we are.
it's more of an orange, chemically.
She sprinkles it in like fish food.
Yes.
So yeah, you hit the button, and
You know, people say that my beloved should speak, but I think it's better that he doesn't. And you're gone.
Yep. You once again pink mist, and you
Orange
come
mist.
to with a orange mist this time. An orange mist this time.
Yeah, she made it
Orange
orange
now.
flavored.
Yeah, I made
Fuck
it orange.
yeah, I love me a crush. It tastes a little bit like
He's
crushed
Kel now.
soda.
I was thinking more live wire.
You come to holding a needle, and you recognize as you sort of come to, you look up holding this needle, and you're staring into the eyes of Darbin. And he's got this sort of like irritable look on his face as he has just finished saying something to you. But before we get into that,
Hi, maintenance? I'm here. I've got a ticket. Did you guys need something?
Yes. There seems to be an issue with this, tank. There is a... Gosh, this is just too much conversation for one day. Take a look at the tank and fix it. I'm busy.
hey Tavern Goers, thanks again for listening to Torchlit Tavern.
Today's tale featured Mitchell Travis as Atheru, Jeffrey Lisk as Reyesk, Ryan Santos as Number 9, Katie Mischief as Evalina Chopin, and Jameson Oxford as the Dungeon Master. Check the show notes to find where you can follow us on social media. Or email us with any of your most pressing questions at torchlittavern@gmail.com. You can also find our entertainers on the streets of twitch.tv/torchlittavern, yelling obscenities at passersby. If you enjoyed our tale, you can tip your storytellers as you leave the tavern, which you can do via patreon.com/torchlittavern, or at ko-fi.com/torchlittavern. Every little bit helps, and those who tip well and often can find themselves privy to an extra story or two, jokes, or maybe even a bit of hidden lore. Our story continues to grow all the time, and though we have no designs on a vast empire, your help is always appreciated.
Our theme music for this campaign was designed by the bard, Brett Eagleston. Get his music at bretteagleston.bandcamp.com or find links for all his projects by following Bread Eagles on Twitter. This episode was edited and produced by Jameson Oxford and Ryan Santos. Other music and sound effects are provided by Epidemic Sound with help from freesound.org.
And if you should find yourself surrounded by eager ears and attentive listeners, remember to tell good stories.
Entering the castle is the easy part. Like you feel like you could fly and just enter it from a tower or whatever, as long as you can get in there.
Sure. But he has very powerful guards. I can fly. I have wicked claws. I can screech and stun, as well as release poisonous spores.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rather than go through this again, I'm actually going to cut to 9, and then we're going to pick up at you trying to kill this character. Okay. So this is for we're gonna do some.
What area do the poisonous spores release in?
Pours out of your body.
No. What amount of space?
All across your sides and back. What do you mean? Oh, 10 foot.
There it is.
Yeah, 10 foot radius.
10 foot butthole.
Yeah, got it. 10-foot radius?
10 foot radius.
Oh, you got a 20-foot wide butthole.
God.
Same.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to this mission in a second.
Come back to Katie's 20-foot wide butthole.
Impressive.
9.
Yeah.